The Bear Season 3 Episode 10 opens in one of Carmi's former workplaces. On his first day, the head chef, who is portrayed by the real chef Thomas Keller, demonstrates how to make a roasted chicken for him. He ends up giving him some support after talking about the value of being a chef and the relevance of creating cuisine that has such a profound impact on people's lives. Currently, a montage of numerous well-known chefs is shown. These chefs will all be present for Ever's funeral meal. Upon arrival, Carmi greets Luca. Richie also shows in and says hello to his former co-workers. They grant his request to stay inside throughout the service. When Sydney gets there, Carmi greets everyone. Sydney considers Shapiro's invitation to share the first meal with the group. While the other chefs are chatting about their experiences, Carmi is fixated on David, his strict New York instructor, who is seated a few tables away. Sydney seems to take great pleasure in hearing about all the chef's mishaps and happy moments. Carmi, however, appears to be lost in thought as he recalls his interactions with Claire, the times David questioned him, or when he suggested to Mikey that they create a restaurant together. The chefs discuss how much they love to cook and how they can work a little magic on others. It's then Terry's turn to deliver her keynote address. She talks about how she began her career as a guard manger in London and how, throughout the years, she observed the children who worked for her as they grew older. According to her, people remember the people more than the food in the end. She thanks everyone before calling it a night. Richie approaches Jess in the kitchen and asks her if there's a way to keep motivated at work. She claims to surround herself with superior individuals. Luca and Sydney confront Carmi for gazing at David from outside. Luca acknowledges that he's not a very pleasant guy. Although Carmi claims he was an excellent chef, he was severely mentally ill. Carmi gets up as he sees David getting up. When he tries to criticize David for giving him panic attacks and ulcers, David says that he has made him become a fantastic cook. David says Carmi became excellent because he didn't include any of the other bullshit in his life. Naturally, this doesn't sit well with Carmi, who feels that David is the reason his life stopped. Carmi struggles with his emotions while David strolls off to use the restroom. Sydney and Luca discuss the advantages and disadvantages of having siblings in other places. Luca claims that he is here to reunite with his sister for a few months. When Adam Shapiro stops by, he requests to talk to Sydney. She responds that she hasn't had time to talk to Carmi when he asks whether she has. Terry discovers Carmi enjoying some fresh air outside. He gives her thanks for what he learned from working with her. She then says she's closing because she wants to concentrate on living, which includes sleeping, going out, traveling, and interacting with people. Her belief is that she fulfilled her desires regarding the eatery. She continues by wishing him luck with his new eatery. When she was in his position, he asks her what she would tell herself. She responds that she would convince herself that she is unstoppable because she lacks knowledge in her field. Shapiro lowers the "every second counts" sign and hands it to Terry while the entire staff looks on. With the exception of Carmi, the entire group gathers at Sydney's place to host a party for the Bear employees. Terry gets everyone some frozen waffles and pizzas from Sydney's refrigerator. Sydney's anxiousness builds as she glances at a clipping about the beef on her fridge and considers everyone at the Bear. Eventually, she had to step outside and let her terrified breathing take over. Carmi checks his phone while out on the streets to see that the Tribune's review has been published. Only a few key words are shown to us from the review: outstanding, dissonant, sloppy, brilliant, inventive, tasty, tired, inconsistent, and more. Is this a conflicting review for the eatery? Either way, The Bear Season 3 Episode 10 ends with Carmi just looking up and cursing before "to be continued" appears on screen. The review of the episode. The season finale is an expertly written and produced episode. The narrative has a